Hi, I'm Shakti Durga. Welcome to the Goddess Speaks podcast. This is a collection of discourses from the ancient goddess Artha, containing spiritual energy and activations and discussions of those discourses. I hope that the teachings are beneficial to you on your personal journey of enlightenment. We were welcomed to the holy temple of Helios within the precinct of the sun, the holy light that was known by so many people throughout so many eons, the architecture of which was given to the minds of those who had the responsibility of creating similar structures for the honouring of the gods in systems on earth that predate our awareness. So some of the remnants of those systems of architecture are seen upon your earth in that ancient buildings of the ancient world, so called by us as the ancient world, they knew about these temples on the inner world and they replicated them. The people of those times, we will call the ancient world, had a different constitution to the people of your time. They were less enamored of the mind as the senior instrument of consciousness. They perceived very well the nature of mind as pertaining to what is created in our life around us. And they said, always at every age, there are those who seek to bind creation to themselves and whose selfishness leads to discord in the community. So basically, Artha was saying that when we just revere the mind as the senior instrument of consciousness, because of its links with the ego, it's always going to cause that people want to take, they want to control, they want to use for their own ends that which is given by the divine for everyone. And that selfishness leads to discord in any community. And so it is that the impressionable, when faced with those discordant energies, will sometimes only see the baubles that have been drawn to such a being and all the bright, shiny things that adorn the life of those who've become misguided. And they be attracted to these fields of what they term plenty or abundance at the expense of that which is the infinite inheritance. And these problems, says Artha, always beset humanity. And typical of the system in which you've been planted by the divine to find yourself once more. So if we look around the world, I'm sure we can all see plenty of examples of what we're talking about. And just to be clear, Artha is not saying you shouldn't be wealthy. In fact, her name in the Hindu system means the duty to create wealth and share it. So what she's talking about is where people despoil what they could be doing because they sow discord when everything's just about them and their selfishness and their greed and their ego. So those are the problems. The problem isn't wealth. But impressionable minds think that the way those people have got wealth must be the right way to live your life. And that leads to lots of problems. So Artha was saying, be in constant communion with nature of the joy. As your consciousness changes, you become more attuned to the more sensitive feelings of love and joy, fulfillment and peace. And the inner light becomes something that's craved far more than any physical item that some prefer. And so she said, as a species, humans have a limited view of the consciousness of animals. Your vision of animals is often one that is flavoured by the predator-prey relationship. Whichever end of that spectrum you find yourself on tends to curtail any of the native personality, which is an aspect of every animal, including wild animals. These animals in their own setting are not wild, but they have personalities. They have family connections with each other. They have options in their life as part of a herd or a pack or a school or a flock. They belong. They have a consciousness. They have feelings. They have emotions. These things are not within the sensibilities of the human race as humanity customarily finds itself. It feels superior to all of these life streams and thus misses the subtleties which could give lie to the reality that humans think of as real. And she said that all of these beings on earth are capable of communing with all other beings. But such is the nature of Maya that it happens far less frequently than you would expect. And then you were invited to be fully present within your body and feel the connection to the planet, and to perceive through beloved Earth the mysteries of the countless species to whom she's been the hostess. And so it said, when you're communing with the animal kingdom, merge with Mother Artha, because Artha is always in constant communion with all of the animal kingdom. And the animals, she said, have less trouble communing with Earth than we do. That's interesting, isn't it? And she said we have to connect a kind of sequence and series of circuits that's necessary for us to have that kind of connectivity to the earth and to animals. And she said that as you develop that, and you just need to want to do it, and then the divine will show you how to do it, you'll find that your awareness and understanding of the various animals in your life will be much greater and richer than it ever was before. And as your consciousness expands, your love and understanding will expand, and everything will take on a different meaning for you. So this is one of the things about consciousness, that as your consciousness expands, the very same thing that happens will mean something different to you than it used to. And I'm sure that you would be able to think about that in your own life already, that already there are probably things that you experience in your life that you used to experience, but now they have a different meaning than what they used to. I hope you enjoyed this episode of The Goddess Speaks. If so, please share it with your friends and your family so they can benefit too. If you'd like to connect with me, visit my website, shaktidurga.com.